Welcome, this is Nathan and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we continue to take a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. Episode 30. We've reached episode 30 now, and this is going to be a pretty big one. Probably the biggest episode since World War II. Now, it won't be World War III. This world is not in the right state for World War III. But I think we should begin with the economic depression is beginning to sort of come to an end. Korea and the Pink Team have both been, well, in all reality, the stock markets, like when the first economic depression happened, the stock markets crashed in Germany? They crashed in Germany and then the USA took over. But in this world, Korea's actually going to be the one to take over. And it won't just be Korea, because the Pink Team's also going to be involved in this. So these two are now starting to work together to try and, well, they're not really working together anymore. Both of these countries are now beginning to make the world economy better. So yeah, they're taking over now, basically. They're the world powers. But anyway, I think we should begin the Pink Team, as they have just finished development on a certain project. This is a project that the Central Asian Union didn't even figure out when they were just, digging about in the files of the Pink Team. But the Pink Team has just developed the nuclear bomb. And once the world hears about it, the world literally just craps their pants. The Pink Team has just developed the strongest weapon that still is in today's history. They just developed the strongest bomb and weapon in history. So, the Pink Team will decide to test this. So they go over to the Orange Team and they're like, hey, can we use our bomb on you? And the Orange Team's like, no. So the Pink Team will immediately begin an invasion of the Orange Team. To be fair, why would you want somebody to test a nuke in your ground? But almost immediately the Pink Team will declare war on the Orange Team and begin to invade them. And the Orange Team is like, whoa, okay, can we sort something out? And the Pink Team's like, nope. So the Pink Team will take over mostly the Arctic area, and then they'll evacuate their troops, and will drop the nuclear. And it kills thousands of people, because this area is quite populated, to be honest. And the entire world looks at the Pink Team, and it's like, seriously? And the Pink Team's like, what? So the Pink Team will continue to invade the Orange Team, and, let's just say that the Orange Team will just surrender. And the Pink Team and the Peace Treaty will annex just this. The Orange Team's kind of a bit mad, but you can't do much. Anyway, the Lion Team and Central Asian Union are now concerned. So we're going to come to this map. Where we see the Lion Team and the Central Asian Union form a new alliance. This will be an alliance to counter the Pink Team, and it's going to be the Triangle Alliance. I don't actually know if this was the alliance that the Red Team had, but whatever, if it was, then too bad, it's back. And there's definitely going to be quite a few countries that are going to offer to join this. The Orange Team's going to offer to join this. They are almost immediately accepted. And the Red and Yellow Team offered to join. And the Central Asian Union looks at them and is like, no. First off, Yellow Team, you don't even ball at the Pink Team. Second, Red Team, why? The chances of the Pink Team invading you are like slim to none. You barely own any nice, good, valuable land. So the more and more the world goes by, the more and more people are beginning to get, well, suspicious of the Pink Team. They just developed a nuclear bomb, and just used it in the orange team. The red team, they were the ones who executed the red team leader. And in all reality, they were behind World War II. Now don't worry, World War III will not be happening in this video. It's not going to happen. The nuclear bomb was the big thing for this video. Anyway, we're going to head over... We're actually not even going to go that far away. We're going to actually head over to these three by here. These three countries by here are all now suffering from the economic depression, but it's kind of ending, but these countries aren't feeling the best still. So, there is a union proposed between all three of these countries. One issue. These two are descendant of the orange team. Not this guy. The OG orange team. This guy isn't, I think. What I'm trying to say is, these two use the same currency. The orange team doesn't. So, especially because of the economic depression right now, going through a change in your currency could easily lead to a collapse in the government. So, what do they decide to do? Well, they decide to unite no matter what. And they just agreed to use different currencies until the economic depression is officially over. So let's take a look at this union. And just like that, we have the unification of Russia. These countries will come together and will declare the new state of Russia. Now, where will the capital be? Well, it's not going to be here, because it's Poland. Even if Poland didn't invade them, it's definitely not going to be here. So it's not going to be here. Yeah, they're going to be changing their capital location, which is going to be right here. So, this is definitely a way of trying to show Finland Pink Team power. Although, the Pink Team could just destroy this thing within a couple of weeks. This thing is not strong. Like, don't take this thing as strong. It is not strong. It may own a lot of good, valuable land, but this thing united because of the economic depression. It's not even that strong, to be honest. It's really weak. I would say it's probably around the same strength as this part of the Khaki team that still remains. And that's not something you really want to be compared to. But anyway, we're going to actually move on to the chocolate team. Well, out of any country in the economic depression that's not doing the best, these guys aren't doing the best. Well, they're not doing bad, they're not doing good. They lost their empire, and they've probably had the worst effects of the economic depression, because they lost their empire, minus the red team. They lost their empire. And the people here want another brown team empire, another chocolate team empire. Can we do another chocolate team empire? They kind of can, but kind of not. Right now, the Lion Team and Central Asian Union are focused on this idiot. So, the people of the country decide to devise a plan. On election day of the chocolate team, the first election since World War II, some people will... the people of the country will rig it. As a large group of people come together to vote for one person who they got into power. Sort of similar to World War II, and I don't know if I can say his name. You know, that guy. Mustache Man. There was a group of people, obviously, you know, I can't say it. I don't want YouTube to come on my bum. Basically, it's similar to World War II, when that group of people rose the Mustache Man up to power. Same thing happens here. And once this guy gets into power, he looks at the world, and he says, normally people even know about this in the world, but he says in a saying, the world is going to enter another world war. It is most likely going to happen. He said, the world is infested by war. And there is no way I'm gonna let World War III happen. And after he says this, he will declare that Brittany is part of the chocolate team. So the chocolate team will declare on Brittany, who just got their independence and is still struggling from the economic depression, and will get invaded, will lose their capital, and will completely capitulate within the first couple of weeks. The world does not bat an eye to this event. Simply nobody could care. And the chocolate team will now begin to buff its army and military economy, not military. A similar country who's kind of going through these things is the green team. And, well, let's just say that they should be careful, because the lion team will definitely do something if they attempt anything dumb. Speaking of the green team, they are actually going to be moving their capital out of Greece. This has been a long time coming since they got this land back, but because of the economic depression, people didn't really want to risk it, but now they can. And this is going to kind of lead into what they might be doing, you know, if you know, you know. Anyway, we're going to have our first event in America. The North and South Mexican teams will be going to war over the borders being unofficial. You see this thing by here? Well, this is not an official border. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think, because I'm pretty sure these guys were all divided up between themselves. But this thing, this border's not official. Now, power ranking wise, the light blue Mexican team is way stronger. So these guys will immediately slam into the South Mexico and will just begin destroying the South Mexico country. These guys, they don't have a chance. There's not even any chance they could have. South Mexico will eventually get its army together and will begin to try and fight back, but North, they're just nowhere near as strong as North Mexico. This area in this series is a lot more developed than this area is in real life. So they do attempt to fight back, but yeah, it doesn't last. And eventually we see a peace treaty being signed between the two, which will sign an official border and hopefully not have any more tension in the future. We'll see how long that can last. So in the peace treaty, we can see that, well, North Mexico really did bend the arm of the green team. They should not have got this much land because they're a stronger country. Well, I would say they're the strongest country in North America, to be honest. Maybe not. Probably either the pink team or the purple team. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. I know it's a bit short, but I've got some big plans for the next upcoming episodes, which won't be look, we are not entering World War III. Do not think World War III is on the horizon, because it really isn't. Anyway, a lot of stuff did happen in this video, but I really hope you enjoyed this shorter video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.